Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Snow. I am your host, the Gold Crow, and with me I have four of my wonderful friends with me. It's been a while, hasn't it, guys? It's felt like it's been a week, but it's felt like it's just been 15 minutes.
I
Yeah.
know it's weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
Normally it's so long I can't remember anything.
Well, does anyone want to do a recap?
Easiest possible
Oh
recap.
man.
Oh, does that mean you want it, Sonic Link?
No.
But you said it was so easy. Surely a man of your
Uh,
caliber can do it then.
We're not playing Severus yet.
All right,
I
fine, I'll do it then. All right. So, last time we picked up, we like woke up in like the hotel we were staying at. We kind of did a quick TLDR the story up to this point. And we went and picked up Nicholas's grandparents early in the morning, and then we left the city and made it our way over to the bandit camp, where they said that they would accept his grandparents and treat them well, and told them kind of like the plan, their like contingency plan, and the next thing we had happen was we began to start talking to a Houndour who turned out to be Crawl, and he had beef with pretty much everyone but Proteus until Proteus kind of started talking back to him. Then we had a whole thing with it where we kind of left on I don't know, neutral aggressive terms, I guess. Like he really doesn't like Malcolm because Malcolm uh killed a fella or two, and because of that he wants to get revenge on Malcolm, but we can't have that, so he views us as guilty by association, I guess, but more or less said that he would, let us leave in peace, but also that if we run into his friends on the road, it's kind of like, you know, they're going to go after Malcolm. And we're like, okay, well, we'll see what happens then, I guess. And then after that whole political intrigue, we made our way back to the much calmer city, where we were instantly raised to first class attendance in the hotel by Estelle, and we got to eat the great soup that those guys did not have, and it was a wonderful time. We met Skipper, the attendant Riolu from Iron Broach, who somehow got promoted after the Malcolm incident. We don't know how. And then we went to the museum, saw the steel, dark, ice, and dragon exhibits before leaving and deciding to go on the lightning rail to go and visit the Hallowed Flames.
all right, you can pick up the first reroll for our time back. And let's go to the lightning rail where you'll all be spending 5 gold.
Again.
Again.
uh, I hate this
Ooh.
city.
I want to point out, since we came to the city, we've already spent $50.
More than that.
And you would be embarking on that one.
Yep. We're
So,
gonna go here.
all right. Would you notice anything? You do see that the protest there has not let up.
Wow.
So
All right.
protesting.
All day.
No,
Well, it's been a few days.
It's been
yeah,
like
Yeah, wait, no,
4.
yeah, it has. Excuse me.
yeah. But yeah, you go past the university and you end up at the station at the 1 o'clock direction, and yeah, you see a large building that looks like a chapel buried within this district as you like pass by on the train. how do you want to approach this situation?
All right. Well, I guess first of all, we're gonna see if there's like normal people going to this temple here.
Normal people.
Not
Yeah,
dressed in
yeah.
typical Hallowed Flames regalia.
You definitely can tell like there's just kind of normal citizens just going there as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Like amongst the religions, like the Hallowed Flames is the most practiced one here on the Air Continent.
Yeah. So we're going to more or less head that way and see what we can learn. I guess we will also have shared the information that we got from the museum to at least Dante. I don't know if Malcolm is mentally prepared to handle such information.
He's more busy looking for the rock garden where they put the sleeping people.
They don't have a graveyard
Um,
here.
I know that, but Malcolm's still looking for it.
Yeah. But are you going inside of the temple, or are you just kind of hanging outside?
I mean, my intent was to go inside and start talking to people.
Okay.
Chris is not sure why he's
Yeah, I'm
Me-
not.
doing that, but
Maybe asks like some people who are going there, uh, like what practicing it here is like. See if
Uh,
it sounds any different than the way it's like what we're used to hearing about it.
So you're gonna accost someone and
Oh dear.
ask them about it?
Uh, well, yeah, just ask like you know like what do you do here? Kind of a deal. Like how do you worship?
Are you going inside, or are you just like picking someone off the street going inside?
I think we're
Uh,
going inside and asking.
All right. So inside, um, it's adorned very much like your typical church with the pews kind of leading up to the elevated almost stage with a podium. There are various lanterns hanging down from the ceiling in these iron cages and hanging from chains with a flame inside of them. This blue flame. There is a combustion also kind of holding in one of his hands a a chain that goes down to a cage with another one of these blue flames inside of it. And unless you want to interact with someone, you'd have to like kind of go into the pews, but it appears like there's a service going on. And if I don't know if you're gonna go inside, but the combustion begins uttering the words, "The world is changing, my brethren. We feel it in the air, in the cold creeping through our lands, in the whispers of those who would see the sacred flame extinguished. But let us not falter, for it is not in the comfort that faith is forged. It is in trial, in hardship, in the fires of adversity, that we are shaped into something greater. Many in this world would have us believe that the fire has no place, that it can be snuffed out by time, and by weakness, and by the shadows of heresy. And yet I ask you, has fire ever bowed to darkness? Has it ever been silenced by the cold? No. It roars louder, my brethren. he says, he then announces, "Kneel now, and let us seek guidance of the sacred flame, that we may carry its light wherever we tread." And the priest kind of lifts the cage up with the flame in it as he appears to be leading a prayer. "May the flame guide us always. The sacred flame of truth. Let its fire burn away your doubts." What are you guys doing while this is happening?
Dante's gonna stay quiet out of respect.
Proteus is gonna be a wallflower. Maybe ask Dante, like, what's the difference between like this and the magic you do? Like, some of them seem obviously powerful, and others of them seem, well, you know what my opinion of them is.
Dante just kind of glances over to Proteus and just raises a finger up to his mouth and just trying to shush him while this is going on for now.
Yeah, he is being quiet, but he is just asking him this stuff.
Later,
Nicholas is just watching curiously.
His brothers and sisters of the sacred flame, let us gather our hearts in truth and in faith, for the fire of Reshiram does not waver, does not falter, and does not yield to deception. It is in his light that we burn away falsehood, that we illuminate the path forward, that we cleanse the darkness from our hearts and our lands. Speak now the words of our creed. Truth," and they all kind of start announcing this. "Truth is the fire that guides us. Flame is the forge of the righteous. Only in light do we see the path ahead. Only in fire do we temper our souls." And you kind of hear the pews kind of chant that.
I don't know if Proteus is waiting on Dante to respond, but he's just sort of he's remaining quiet while this sort of sermon's going on, mostly just not to interrupt or be a bother.
Yeah. While Dante's being silent, Proteus is going to survey the room and see, like, if, considering how big the building is, if like this congregational space is like big enough to be the entire building, or if there's like more sections to this structure that are not like being used.
Well, it's very much like Dante's church, where there are kind of like rooms off to the side. This is just the main church where services go on. Like,
Yeah, I guess my question is like the congregation allowed to go to those areas?
no. Okay, it's just kind of, would be kind of well known to, like, most churches kind of have that kind of area where you're not necessarily allowed to go in those areas. It may have been different back in Helmfirth because you were more or less acquaintances with Dante, but here where you don't know anyone, it's like definitely not.
You'd get looks if you were to just walk back there.
Yeah.
Proteus is gonna do it anyway.
I'm kidding.
The flamekeeper on top of the podium sees you and says, Will you not take a seat?"
He'll probably sit down as far away from like the front row as possible, but considering that attention has been drawn to him, he's going to try to do that. Act a bit more normal.
And
Yeah, Nicholas is. He's not going to. He's probably just going to take the nearest seat.
okay. Or is Malcolm and Dante going to do the same thing?
I think Dante will at this point. Yeah, just
Malcolm's sticking next to Dante.
Okay, so you all kind of go to the pews in the nosebleed section of them. And he goes into more preaching of like we stand at the edge of an age where the weak shiver and the blind stumble in the dark. A great sickness spreads. A creeping frost tries to smother our flame. This is no natural winter. It's a passing storm. This cold is twisting nature's truth into stagnation and death. And it comes from a blighted source. The faithless and deceivers, the heretics, they claim there is no cause, no enemy. This is but an unfortunate fate. But I tell you, those who would snuff out the truth to plunge us into a world of quiet, obedient silence. Will you let them? Will you kneel to the frost? Or will you stand and burn away that shadow? And the congregation says, "We will burn away that shadow." And the service kind of continues in the kind of same rhetoric. Are you going to kind of stay here till it's over, or are you going to...
Probably the polite thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're committed now. I think it would be like a scene-ish, not like a major scene, but
just to have stepped in and then
be
in the middle of it step out.
Yeah.
slightly disruptive. And we don't want to
Yeah.
draw attention to ourselves.
Alright, so yeah, you let the service continue, and it goes on for about a couple hours, but
Oh wow.
yeah. Well, like
Wow,
two.
These guys have. Do they like pass off pastors or something?
Yeah. There's a pass off.
The Todd pass.
Alright, it's more like an hour and a half, if I'm...
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be more like an hour and a half.
Yeah, multi-hours and then
Yeah. But, yeah, it eventually ends with them all leaving.
All right. I guess now we'll see if we can talk to some Hallowed Flames dude.
The Flamekeeper is still there. He's kind of setting everything away as everyone is leaving.
Yeah.
Dante's not actually going to lead or anything here. He's curious to see what Proteus is actually trying to do.
So, are you going to confront this guy?
Yeah. Well, I guess he'll be polite. He'll be like, "Excuse me, can I ask a question?"
Yes. What are you curious about?
So, I heard that Reshiram Zekrom and Kuram were once one entity, and I was curious about your sister churches and why their beliefs differ from yours.
Well, the flame of Reshiram is one of cleansing, to burn away the deceit and shadows that loom in one's heart. Well, the other branch with Zekrom is bolstered by your will, your purpose. We believe drastically different things, but we are more or less the same.
And the followers of Zekrom, or not Zekrom, of Kuram.
They believe in growth, of shedding off our past to move towards the future.
That's curious.
All of us have a theme of growth and interpersonal feelings that dwell in us. But each of us have these ideals come from a different place for all of us.
That does make sense. And then I've heard it reasoned that the five dragons of old are theorized to be a singular entity at one point as well. Do you know anything of this? Would they've had to have help from Reshiram or another entity for something like that to be possible?
I'm afraid I don't have much knowledge on the dragons of old. You're probably better off going to I'd say the Expedition Society if you want to ask their members about that sort of thing. But if they did, I would guess it would have something to do with that.
And
Do an insight check.
okay. Let's see, is this a 3? It is a 3. 16.
Okay, so
Oh wow.
something is what is strange about that statement he made is he did not direct you to the university when that would probably be a better place to direct you.
Okay. Are there like historical records of like times when Reshiram, Zekrom, etc. were postulated to have existed that the university would have something about?
Who are you asking this?
I'm just wondering if that's like common like information. Like my question is, how do I say this? Like in normal history classes, would it be taught to like know when these religions were created?
I'll let you do a history check.
Okay. 14.
It's much like our religions. Like, it probably wouldn't be taught in an academic class, but it it would probably go back to like their interpretation of the kind of conception of their religion. In this case, it would probably begin with them separating, the dragons separating, and it going from there.
Mm-hmm. I guess from here, Proteus would say, okay. So do you think I'd be able to find any useful information about the theories of the original dragons at the university? Would they have records of how Pokemon not of your religion would have reacted to such an event?
Well, I certainly wouldn't go there, my child. That university, it seeks to devalue our religion and turn it into an equation on a chalkboard.
What do you mean? I thought they were just curious to know what it is you do and how you do it.
Exactly. They want the benefits of our faith without being faithful. And that is heresy.
How do you get your magic exactly? Like, you aren't mana-born, so how could it be replicated? Those who study magic learn how it works and how to replicate it, but yours is not really taught exactly. Like,
The blessings we get are done from oaths and devotion and tenets that we must abide to. And they are blessed to us by the sacred flame for keeping those in our heart. Well, at that establishment, they wish to bypass all that and make toys out of our faith, out of our devotion.
Hmm. So it comes from a connection then.
Yes. And trust me, it isn't as easy as it sounds.
I imagine that it isn't, but I suppose no such thing worth pursuing ever is.
Yes. And that is some of the creed we follow. If the good and just thing was easy to do, it is not the good and just thing.
Yes. What are the, I guess, rules for those of your faith that are monoborn, or rather have the potential to be so?
Well, we don't have any monoborn in our ranks. That's the academy, the MDRA that takes in monoborn.
Not one who has that gift decided to make a connection instead?
Well, not that I have heard of. Because at early ages, monoborn are sent off to the academies. And where they usually don't make a connection to a deity.
Doesn't sound like they really get a chance.
No. But it's the nature of the edicts.
A little sad that the edicts wouldn't allow them to access certain truths a bit more easily.
Well, I did not write the edicts, and they were made to keep order in place since the reign of the Sorcerer Lords. So, we can blame this on them.
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, thank you for your time and allowing me to understand what it is you do in this confusing world.
Yeah. It's no problem. Flame be with you.
Flame guide you.
And,
All right.
yeah, you can get back to your party.
Yep. And Proteus will return. Did they just? Oh, I thought I came up with the party. Was I just by myself? Did you leave me?
I left you.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Wow. All right. Well, what were you doing while I was doing that then?
Malcolm was watching.
We did leave. We just didn't go up to talk to him.
I just stayed in the pew.
And just watched.
Malcolm has one of those little kid pamphlets that they hand out to keep the little kids entertained, and he's coloring it.
Oh my gosh.
Nicholas gonna message Proteus and say, "Did you figure out what you wanted?"
No, but I found something.
All right, we'll discuss more when we get back.
Yeah, it would be kind of hitting around. By the time, if you're going right back to your hotel, it's going to be like 6:30 p.m.
All right.
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
So 5 more gold, please, for the lightning.
Yeah.
I hate everything.
How
I
long would it
mean,
take to walk?
yeah, I was gonna say
Too
like
long?
we could technically try to walk it because it's not like we're doing anything else today.
How
Okay.
long of a journey would this be?
It would probably be. Let's see. It would probably be 3 hours.
We
We
can
get there
walk
at like
it.
9.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
We're gonna walk past the gazebo on the way back. So
Hmm.
I call this an absolute win.
Okay.
My
So
God.
everyone roll a d6 then.
Oh.
Oh no,
Oh,
gazebo
no.
hates me. No, gazebo loves me. It hates Dante though.
It likes Malcolm.
And I'm neutral.
All right. So
Mixed.
it's getting into the wee hours as you're kind of walking through here. It's like hitting the nighttime. And kind of going through you see the large airship hangar there too. And as you kind of go through the residential area in the middle of town, you hear something strange. You hear Ira's voice say, "Do you know where they went?" And then Anna replies saying, "I don't know. They dropped me off. I haven't seen them in a few days."
What?
What?
Um, I need to. Do they have line of sight to us?
No, they're behind some it's coming from behind the like in between these streets.
I'm hyper sus, guys.
I don't have time to do what I want to do here because I'm running into prepared caster syndrome.
We I thought
I'm remembering that the murder can impersonate voices.
Yeah. We don't know if that's actually Ira
And
and
isn't Anna staying over here?
Yeah,
pretty
that's
sure.
all right.
That's
Uh,
that's strange number two, but not super strange either. I think we want to just get past this unnoticed.
well, that's gonna require stealth from. I think what we should do is Nick and Proteus should try and carefully scope out and see what those voices are coming from to see if they're legit or not, and if needed, we can make a distraction to allow Dante and Malcolm to pass by before we stealth our way back.
Okay, so let me just give a lay of the land here. It's coming from like a street kind of nestled in the corner, but that's not like your only way. Like you could just completely ignore it and just go.
Yeah. I think we just want to completely ignore it, guys.
I mean, what if the problem is it's actually Anna and
Yeah, that's what they want. That's what they want.
I mean, it might be actually Anna, but they wouldn't kill or harm Anna for not knowing where we are. I mean, if you want, I could scope the area out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is there's chance we might want to let Malcolm Proteus go around while we scope it out, or maybe one of us scopes it out.
Yeah, I
Probably
mean,
Proteus if we're gonna only have one of us scout it out.
yeah, because Malcolm can stealth, but not for a long period of time. So
Dante fails, and it's over.
Yeah, only Nick or Proteus would probably be able to. So I guess, do you want to try scouting it out and seeing what's happening, or
um, yeah, I want to scout out because I don't believe it's Ira. I have a way of checking whether or not it's Ira, but I don't really want to do that.
all right then we'll take the long way around and avoid it, and we'll leave this up to you then.
Don't die.
Ira being here would make some sense in the idea that like she went here previously, so
Yeah, but they don't have the funds. They didn't have the funds to send her back, though.
right.
All right, time for snooping.
So how are you gonna do this? So, give me like what's happening here. The others are gonna just go a completely different direction, while you're gonna what?
Well, is there anyone else nearby me?
No, it's getting to nighttime.
Okay. Then I'm going to change my disguise self over to a sawsbuck,
Okay.
false sawsbuck, and then I'm going to just try to get like closer. I don't want to risk getting seen by them even with new disguise, but I do want to yeah, to get closer to see what's going on. So I don't have to like make a perception check to hear them, is how close I want to get.
Okay. Um. The thing is, unless you have like a better way of going about it, like a 40 stealth check wouldn't help against you just rounding the corner and there they are. But you can
Would I
get
be able
close.
to hear them from the corner?
Yes, you can hear them. They seem to be in that kind of state of conversation where it says they got on the lightning rail and I think they went to one of the inns, I think. I don't know. You're gonna have to find a better way to get in contact with them. I'm just going to I'm busy here.
Have we haven't left yet, have we?
Well, have you?
Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that was the plan. I was
I was
just
under the assumption that we would have split.
Yeah.
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 I'm waiting to hear the response to Anna.
Yeah, she says like generally I'm busy selling stuff right now. You can check the inns if you think that's where they are. I can.
Yeah. And then what does Iris say to that?
She
If
says she says they do you know which inn? There's a lot of inns. And there's just kind of that
And I'm not being hopeful.
What are you doing?
Right now, I'm just kind of letting things continue
Okay.
because if I don't need to, jump in, then I don't need to jump in.
All right. And then I guess if you're just kind of standing there listening, it eventually winds down to, it's like, well, I think I gotta find an inn myself, Ira says. So I'll just go there for the time being. And it says, all right, well, you know where I am. And like it's kind of that state where the conversation is ending.
All right. And I think I'm gonna follow Ira because I have a distinct advantage right now with the time of day.
So you're gonna go around the corner.
Um, yeah, I'm just gonna try to periodically like chase after her, make sure that there's not line of sight.
All right, roll for initiative.
Oh, interesting. Initiative to see if I can be fast enough to keep up. 15.
Where are you?
I don't know.
There you are.
Oh, there's two of me now.
Oh. And you have disadvantage, by the way.
Wait, how am I surprised?
Because there's a guy there. Well, okay, fine. I'll give it to you. You don't
I'm
have.
like, I can hear them talking.
Yeah,
Unless he like jumped up from a box.
it's an ambush. Is what's the point of it? But yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna roll initiative. Okay. So as soon as you round this corner, you see one of these Murkrow holding a rapier, just waiting for you to round the corner. But you don't see anyone else. There is a stack of barrels and crates there, though. And it will be the duelist's turn first. And it's going to go in and attack you with 3 attacks.
Oh man.
I'm just going to roll them all at once here.
I think I know what my response will be. We'll see. Wait, huh?
Okay, we got an 18 and a 20 is what's probably hitting you.
18 and a 20. Yeah, I think if I hit him with counter clone, would I have a sneak attack on that or not?
I believe it counts as like another creature, so another. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay, then my response to this will be counter clone.
All right, what does this do?
More or less, another me shows up from behind and shanks.
Okay, as a reaction.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, you could make it an attack against him.
All right.
But I think his attacks go through first.
One of them has to hit first. Yeah, it would proc in between his attacks.
All
Though I
right.
don't think I would do enough damage to remove him either. So
Okay, the first was with his rapier, which is going to get 7 in the sneak attack, which is you'll take 14 total piercing damage, and then
okay.
another 6.
All right. And then I got a 19 to hit him.
Oh, that'll hit him.
Okay. And this is probably with the short sword, so that's... Sneak attack is 2d6. He takes 15 piercing damage back.
All right. 15.
Yep.
So as you spawn this clone from yourself, he grits, and then in a defensive maneuver, he begins walking away from you.
Okay.
All right. It's your turn.
All right. Gonna go this way.
Okay.
And I'm going to hide.
All right. Roll to it.
Let's see, where's my... What's the lighting? Right over here?
It's dim light right now, because it's kind of going into evening.
Okay, so that's an extra +5. If I get a natural 1, I get a 15.
Okay, so you're hidden.
Yeah, I don't know if you want me to roll for
No.
people trying to find
Oh,
me.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you better do it then in that case then.
Okay. 31.
Okay, you are pretty well hidden.
Okay, and then now that I'm hidden, I probably should have done this first, but oh well. How does this work? Yeah, well, I guess, yeah. Silent image just would just rake what I just did, so... Can I dash?
Yes, you can, if you still have an action.
I do.
And, like, for the purposes, like, this would be the last place they saw you.
Yeah, and so what I'm trying to do is just go over this way and try to put some distance between me and where they last saw me.
Okay. You can't see them right now. It is going to hide. So you hear him running. And yeah, he's hidden. Last place you heard him was over here somewhere.
Okay, well that tells me all I want to know.
Okay. Your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna go around the side of this building,
Okay. It kind
and
of like
then
goes over like that.
yeah. This could be useful. Is there a box nearby?
Roll a d6. No,
One.
there's not.
No box. Okay. For safety's sake, I think it would be prudent for me to yeah, I don't trust the situation I'm in, so I'm going to drink a healing potion the poor man's way
Uh-huh.
and get 8 HP back. You'll love to see it. And then I'm going to use my main action to dodge just to be safe.
Okay.
Because I don't know if he has sneaky sneaks, he can't get him if he has disadvantage. Or even a straight roll.
Okay. So you're kind of like on the other side of this building.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There is like no way he can find you. Like, I'm perfectly honest here, you cannot get a 30 with a perception roll. Unless he just finds you. So, yeah, he used his turn. You don't know where he is, but he used his turn.
Okay. I'm going to keep moving northward.
Alright, where would you wish to go?
More or less, I'm going to try to, like, circle up and then go, like, down, back down like, the long way, essentially.
Okay, so with how ridiculously high your stealth roll is, they cannot find you with the search action. I'll say you kind of got away from this.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. But I will make you do a perception check to find the party.
Well, I'm not super concerned about finding them again, so the 9 will have to do.
Yeah. So what has happened here is you feel like you've lost them, Proteus. But the rest of the party, Proteus has not come back.
Yeah, though we did say the plan was to have them like go on ahead the long way, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're probably just going to. All right, though him having the key card is gonna be annoying, but
oh no.
Right.
I think
And
either way, I think we'll probably just
Wait.
wait at the end.
Okay, where would you be
I don't know about the end because we kind of wanted to stop at the
The
missing.
gazebo.
Well, I think at this point in time the gazebo's out.
No, it's right on the way
It's on the
there.
way. We'd have to
Uh,
pass by it.
guess we're
Yep.
gonna wait at that spot then.
You're gonna go to the gazebo. Would you be heading that direction, Proteus? I mean, you'd have to cross that bridge to, or you
I
could do.
guess I'll have to leave it up to you because I guess I don't know which direction I left that alleyway. I would have to cross a bridge at some point.
You were going up to the upper right, so you would have been like kind of going
Hmm.
that way.
Yeah, so I would end up passing the same way as the party then.
Yeah. So the three of you arrive at the gazebo, and you see it in front of the city hall. And yeah, there's this big plot of land that looks like it was just kind of like not unprofessionally just kind of uprooted.
Some reason.
Yeah, this looks really strange.
At least it makes for a
I,
good spot to wait.
I suppose.
If you're just gonna wait for Proteus, I'll let him show up.
Yeah, because Fire Ollie was the one that wanted to look at it, I think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, Proteus eventually you go over this very large bridge, and you see the party hanging around this missing gazebo.
All right. Yeah. Time to. Yeah, so it was just unprofessionally pulled like up and out, like there's just nothing there, or is it like laying on its side next to
It's
this hole?
gone. It's like not there.
All right. I mean, what can we make of the curator?
Um, make an investigation check.
All right. Nice.
And
Well, whatever took it all in one piece is the most you can gather.
It's probably like 8 o'clock by now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's a bit too late to go to City Hall and ask about it.
yeah,
is there just like it's not like a pit, is it, where you could like jump into sewers or something, right?
No, it's like the ground has like a bunch of like steel that was just kind of ripped and all it's all bent and jagged and
oh, really weird. So it's like something very specifically ripped this spot out of the earth.
yes, but just the gazebo, like the ground beneath it is undisturbed. Well, not undisturbed as it like there's still
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the cobblestone under there and it's just all the stuff that was connecting the gazebo to the ground is all like mangled.
And it looks. What makes it look even more odd is like Loomhausen is very pristine and clean, and you've got just this ugly scar in the land, sort of, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing around it, no like yellow
What?
tape or anything.
Yeah,
No.
what metal is this even made out of?
Uh basic construction metal. I don't know what that is at the top of my head.
Usually steel.
Some steel alloy.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna get much out of this. I mean, I guess I could check something. Nicholas is gonna look around to see if like anyone's around and looking their way or would notice him because he's planning on casting a spell.
It's pretty late, so you're probably good.
Okay, yeah. Nicholas is gonna cast detect magic.
All right, let me just think. It's within 30 feet of you, right?
I believe so, yeah.
There is no magic within 30 feet of you. If you walk around this little plot, there's no magic.
Yeah, well, I didn't think it would.
Hold on. One of the beams is like broken, right?
Yes.
Does it have like a tear in it?
It's more like just imagine if like some sort of tractor like just just kind of picked it up and ripped it out. So the metal's like stretched and kind of like jagged.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the mend a pillar and I'm gonna like mend like a dent or chunk taken out of it with it. And does Nicholas see that as magic?
As you mend it,
Yeah, with the mend a pillar.
it doesn't say. Does it say it does the mending spell with that?
I think it does. Where's my mend a pillar?
Because if it does, then the
Um, uh, no, it doesn't say it casts mend. It
okay,
basically Control C, Control V the verbiage of mend, but it doesn't say you cast mend itself.
okay, and then yeah, there would still be no magic. It seems like whatever did this by like brute force or non-magical means.
Yeah, it's weird though, because the caterpillar itself is considered magical, but it doesn't do anything magical.
It's just a
That's
3D
so weird.
a 3D printer. Or something.
Well, I don't know if there's anything else we can get here, guys. We can probably head back to the inn now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
It did kind of
At
confirm
first
my
glance.
suspicions that artificers can kind of get away with spell-like effects without being able to be caught, though.
But I'll let you retire in your room. Would you be doing anything in the hours of the night, or are you just going to sleep?
Going to sleep.
Going to sleep.
Sleepy times.
Yeah, I kind of have to know what is. I have to go to the university before I can really make like fancy clothes for us to make us fit in. I don't have enough money to make a spell scroll anymore, so that's out the window.
How much does it cost per spell scroll again?
Well, I
Oh,
guess
you mean for making them in your sleep?
yeah, or for like putting something in my spell book from our wonderful Green Dragon spell book.
Right.
Yeah, I just don't have money for it. Okay.
All right. As you retire into the night, um, you get the benefits of a long rest. Woo! And you wake up early in the morning with a knock on your door.
Okay. Does it sound like a Estelle knock, one of the paranoid ones?
Well, you've never heard her knock, actually. It's usually you knocking on her door.
Yeah.
Tempted to have Malcolm headbutt the door.
Oh my gosh.
Screw it. Malcolm headbutts the door.
You headbutt the door, Malcolm. And there's just kind of a more rapping.
Dante will go and open up the door.
And yeah, you see Estelle. Thank you. And
Thank you.
she just invites herself in.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, she probably booked the place, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta admit, when we were taking part in Project Snow, I didn't exactly expect you to get us top class in the top class hotel.
Well, the academy is very wealthy. And with a mission such as this, I'd desire you to be staying somewhere with a little more security than some ramshackle inn in the middle of the tavern row.
Yeah, but this also makes us kind of a big target because well, we're living in glamour, so like we're kind of easy to find.
Yes, but the security here isn't second to none.
Yeah, I suppose they're not going to exactly let the murder just waltz on in. At least
Yeah,
not
you
without.
gotta take a magic room to get here, and I bet it's super hard to figure out how that thing works.
Excuse me?
Malcolm doesn't understand
He thinks
elevators.
that
Oh,
elevators are teleportation circles.
I see. Well, I think it's high time we got you in the university.
Yeah,
You
so
I'll explain how this works. First, I will give you these. And she gives you four, out of her bag of holding, she brings four passes for the lightning rail. These will allow you free transit from the lightning rail outside the hotel to the station in front of the university. But if you go farther than that, you will have to pay the toll.
When it cut down and costs at least somewhat, that's good.
I have, you might want to change your attire for the time being. Especially you, Dante, as, uh, they're, well, they do not prohibit devote faith there. It might be odd if they see a member of a clergy attending their school. Well, they do have them, but as professors that have left their faith. Or left the clergy, should I say.
in other words, it's best
I
not to stick out
see.
like a sore thumb.
Yes.
We were discussing looking into a different tire already, funny enough.
Yes. Seeing as how an audit is not going on right now, I'm not allowed access, but Dean Woodrow be will be able to guide you. Again, I don't know if he is to be trusted, if he is not responsible for all this, but in order to carry out this plan, he is seems to be determined to prove his his establishment is not responsible for any of this. So he knows who you four are, but you must talk to him when you gain access to the campus, and he will give you further guidance.
Gotcha. What species are we looking at?
He is a Primplup.
Prinplup.
But if you
Okay.
want guidance from me, your mission here, I don't know if Dean Woodrow will tell you the same thing, but it's to find if anyone in that school has gained access to illegal raw ether. And these cases of missing students. That is my concern, and that is will be the MDRA's concern. They are not aware of the MDRA is not aware of you four yet, as I do not want my project here being co-opted.
Understood.
But that is what I intend for you to do. You will have indefinite stay at this hotel, if you so choose. It will be on the MDRA's gold. but try not to take advantage of it. She looks at the room service button.
Yeah, no, we don't exactly want to. We'll try not to tarry in here too long. Granted, it might take some time to build up reports and stuff like that, but we're not exactly going to be resting on our laurels. With any and all luck, we plan on making as good use of our time as we can.
All right. From what I am, what I have proposed is you're not beholden to staying at the university. You can come and go as you please. You are exchange students from the water continent. But again, Dean Woodrow will tell you a little more.
Being able to come and go might help, but probably shouldn't be too tardy, though we'll have to ask Dean Woodrow just to be sure.
Yes. The it is the campus is not doesn't have a uniform age. There are people in their twilight years that are still students there. So you don't have to worry too much about fitting in.
Or I was worried I might have to end up masking as a professor.
Yes. That's that might be something you might want to consider with Dean Woodrow if you so choose.
I've already got my plans situated. I know exactly how. I once heard this random person from the university, so I know how they talk. Nicholas clears his throat and says, "Hello there. I am quite the studious student who wishes to become a more learned man."
You might not want to do that.
Really? Was that just some random idiot that I heard then?
Yes, that university is full of, in my opinion, self-important idiots that wish to take looks at you, Nicholas, our inheritance and bloodline and turn it into a toy.
Hmm,
And
fair
yes,
enough.
there are some former professors or some professors that were part of the MDRA who choose to propagate this.
Now you realize in order to gain enough trust to access what might be an illicit uh, ether, we may have to practice artificery. You know.
I know, I am aware. In my opinion, you should just do whatever you need to get to the bottom of this. You'll have no complaints from me how you do it. I just. I'm the kind of person that likes results. That's all I need.
Well, luckily for you, that's what we're going to get. I don't really care too much about how they're manipulating magic and if they're using the ether for untoward goals, then that gives me all the more reason to figure out what exactly they're up to.
That
We
remind
can't let that. Oh,
that reminds me. I have a follow up from Red River. The MDRA sent a dispatch team and has cleared out those mines and is slowly excavating the ether. Unfortunately, there was one casualty.
yeah. That's at least you're managing to get the ether, but that's rough.
Yes.
Very unfortunate.
But at the end of the day, I will contact Dean Woodrow via the sending spell and tell him that you are coming.
Alright, then I suppose we'll get more appropriate attire ready and we'll be on our way.
Would you need help with that?
Uh, we got enough money, and I don't want
No,
to
I
we
be.
would say
don't. No, we don't have enough money.
we've been bleeding
By having to act like we're
quite a
rich
bit.
by staying here to not stand out, we've had to bleed out so much cash.
Well,
You're the one who suggested we had to bleed the money.
Well, you're
We had to act like we had the money. Otherwise, they would have noticed people tipping a copper coin or no money at all.
Really, you tip.
Oh, he not only tipped, he tipped a platinum.
Oh, brother. The point is, you're staying all expenses paid. You don't need to spend a single silver.
Are you sure that won't rouse suspicion?
No, it won't.
I'll take your word for it then.
But again, do you need clothing? Because I had that prepared as well.
Yeah,
It would
I
make
suppose.
things
Very much so.
easier.
Yeah.
Alright, so it is a pair of fine clothes for each of you. They cost 15 gold each, but you're getting for free. It's this set of clothes is designed specifically to be expensive and to show it, including fancy tailored clothes in whatever fashion happens to be the current style in the courts of nobles. Precious metals and gems could be worked into the clothing. So yeah, you're given kind of these nobles' clothes.
Boy.
Proteus is probably
Is
the
it
only
made
one.
of is it made of McFluff?
Possibly.
Proteus is probably the only one who even knows how to put this stuff on.
Yeah, it's like knowing how to tie a tie.
Malcolm's got it on inside out, and he's still wearing a straw hat.
Oh no.
Your Wooloo blazer.
Exchanges straw hat for a top hat.
And with that,
That's just a little.
you should be ready to go.
Yeah. Will you be staying in this room yourself, or do you
No,
plan on?
I will be close. I will be a days away in the mage tower. But if you need me, you have access to the stone I gave you.
All right.
Right.
Very well.
I'll have you know that the murderer are already aware we're here.
But are they aware of what you're doing?
Don't believe so.
Let's put it this way. They tried to use Ira to lure us in, which tells me that they might know more than I think they should.
Could also just be using a past companion of yours because they think that might work, but we should at the very least be careful.
We haven't ran into them since Iron Brooch, and that's where we split, so I don't know.
Well, this
Oh,
is
I like.
their home turf, so
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they noticed us pretty soon after we came. In any case, we'll be on our guard.
all right. Well, I will leave you then, and just keep in contact if you are able to find anything. I put my faith in you.
Well, we'll do our best to make sure that faith isn't misplaced.
Good day then. She
Good to you too.
she goes back through the door and leaves you to get dressed.
Which we probably spend forever trying to figure out what to do.
Proteus has to be the guy that goes over and like ties the tie on you.
Nicholas is sitting here like, how do you know how all this works?
Proteus's response is going to be pulling a card out of his sleeve, flipping it over, then having it disappear.
You know, I can't exactly deny that.
Malcolm refuses to let his bell be taken away.
Malcolm, that's going to be disruptive.
His bell has no clapper, I will remind you.
If we can make it work, we may as well let him keep it.
The only thing I will object to is that he's not allowed to keep wearing his hat.
He throws his hat and it spins like a frisbee all the way over onto his bed.
He can wear it when we're not going to the university, but we got to
It's-
dress the part.
Yeah.
Depends. He's the experiment, so after this first visit, he may or may not have leeway with his attire, which could be beneficial in the long run.
And
By the way,
that's going to depend on what exactly we're going to end up doing.
yeah, we shouldn't make any assumptions until we meet Dean Woodrow. By the way, can I say Nicholas's outfit came with glasses?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. All right, we got free passes to the university, so let's head off.
Okay. Yeah, so you get the lightning rail for free for just this station to this station.
Mm-hmm.
And you arrive in the front of the university. I think this is the right map, yes. So you were in front of this there are actually two buildings. There's actually three. There's this one, and this one over here. It's
Are there supposed to be images?
yes, here.
Hold up, I might have to reload.
I
Yeah,
reloaded. I'm still just seeing here, let me just show you what I'm seeing, Crow.
Is
Yeah,
just
I think we're all
void.
saying the same thing.
There's no
It's a
actual map.
Rorschach. It's a Rorschach thing.
Oh.
It's a butterfly.
Oh, I think I know what the problem is.
Is the map itself hidden?
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so there are three buildings. There's one right here and one right here. These two buildings right here are 4 stories. Well, I guess they're all 4 stories. There's
Wow.
one over here. There is kind of like a bar dividing you, and as you kind of walk past this threshold, these two kind of burst their door and, "Who are you? What are you doing?"
Hi,
Who are you?
I'm Malcolm.
You're such a...
Dorvin, Proteus, Dante, Malcolm, we're here to see Dean Woodrow.
Yes, I believe, he did say that, Elias. Did he, Roy? Yes, he said that. Okay, it's, the room... It's the room over there, I think it's fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... It's the fifth one from the right, that one over there.
Alright, thank you.
Okay, good day to you. We're keeping the campus safe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and so those two just back off after that.
Campus security.
Suppose it makes sense.
And yeah, I guess we'll just head over to that fifth room and look for
Okay,
the dean.
so
Is the grass real?
the grass is real. But
no.
what you notice, before you do anything, whoop, is, there is a steel defender guarding this door. It's just kind of
Oh.
standing there vigilant. But
Curious.
the thing that sticks out the most, that may shock you the most, Dante, is there are robed figures sweeping the cobblestone and mowing the lawn, and they're skeletons.
Oh no.
Animated skeletons, kind of just with a broom, and mowing the lawn with kind of one of those old-fashioned lawnmowers.
Yeah, the second he sees that, he kind of like glares and looks at these things to see if they are just actually skeletons, if there's been anything else done to them.
Well, I'll let you do a Arcana or Nature check.
Or nature. Oh, I don't have either of those.
He was freaking animated head to give make custodians.
Oh wow, 16.
Okay, when you look at the one sweeping the cobblestone, it's definitely a real skeleton that has been animated through necromancy, but it seems to have been kind of pristinely polished, like the remains were cleaned, or there is some sort of upkeep on them to keep them like this. And they're wearing like robes, like school robes, but these things do not have, like, they're still animated skeletons. They do not have any sentience to them besides what they have been ordered to do.
He is very much pushing down the need to do anything right now. But he like, as the group walks past, he's gonna just keep glancing back at the skeletons that are just doing the groundskeeping. Like, unsure if they're truly actual skeletons with the polish on them, or if they're just summoned.
And there are some students walking by, too, that are just kind of like, you know, having a casual conversation, just walking past these skeletons.
The fact that this is a regular site.
Man, I would try to subtly do an image capture on these fellas, but that has a verbal component, so that would probably not be wise.
He's not gonna do anything brash.
All right.
So
What would you do from there, then?
Malcolm is eating the trimmings.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this skeleton's kind of like mowing. Malcolm's just catching the trimmings that are coming off. But it doesn't regard you at all. It just keeps going and doing its thing.
Malcolm's not going to complain.
Yeah.
He's like, It's like when you
This
eat like
guy is
dust.
my friend. He gives me food.
Malcolm.
Malcolm, you know, let's. I'm not going to touch that currently.
Let's see the dean.
All right.
Dante just kind of angrily grabs Malcolm by the horn.
Meh.
There it is. And so you arrive, and there's kind of these uniform rooms with various flowers kind of adorning the little gardens adorning it. And there's this large door right here that says Dean Woodrow on it.
Is the door locked?
Are you just going to open it?
No, I'm going to knock.
Headbutt.
Yeah. Yes, come in, come in.
All right.
All in the crowd, tiny little room.
Yeah.
This is very small.
Yes, it is. And so there is a room with various papers and books adorning the shelves, and you see this Prinplup with a pair of spectacles on the bridge of his beak. It says, "Good day to you. Please shut the door behind you."
Dante will reach past Malcolm in order to do so.
Thank you. Well, I am Dean Woodrow. If I am to understand, a mage of the MDRA sent you for here. Am I correct?
Yep, that is correct.
Yes. And I assume she explained the nature of what you four were to do here.
We
Yeah.
know more or less that we're here as exchange students from the water continent, and we're doing a bit of an investigation for the sake of the MDRA. Beyond that, she told us that you would give us further instructions.
Well, you don't need to keep that front up with me. I know you are not from the water continent.
Well, yes, I just
Uh,
mean that's just me confirming what she told us. I know you obviously know that we aren't.
and I am in agreement with the MDRA. I pride Loomhole University in a beacon being a beacon of knowledge that should be respected. And if there's any foul work afoot in my university, I want someone to get to the bottom of it so we can oust the culprit. And these incidents of students disappearing, I can't keep everyone in good faith forever. So I would like the four of you to get to the bottom of this.
Well, and that's what we're here to do. Is there any commonality between the missing students? Anything that would connect them that you know of together?
No, I'm afraid not. It just started up about originally the Mage Estelle. She wished to merely study malpractice with. She wasn't too descriptive on what exactly, but malpractice was something. But then these incidents of missing students started cropping up over the last 2 months. And then let's just say that added a bit of fuel to the fire in our relationship with the MDRA.
Hmm. So we'll likely have to mingle in with the student body and see if we can learn anything about it ourselves. Do you have any specific instructions for conduct or anything like that that we should know about?
Well, since you are under this phony exchange student premise, you're allowed to come and go as you please at the campus. You are allowed to attend any classes you wish. We have a myriad of professors that are willing to impart you with their knowledge, if that's what you wish to. The thing is, it might be one of the professors, and I can't tell you to exactly trust anyone, but I assure you, from my experience, all our professors are knowledgeable, astute, and pristine, and I would never suspect them of doing anything nefarious. But I just need answers, no rumors or no paranoia, just answers. And if the MDRA finds out before you do, they will assume the worst, and that I cannot allow. I want this school's reputation to stay number one. And whoever's
Well,
responsible for this, they are endangering everything.
well, we are here before the MDRA, so we'll be doing our best to find out what we can.
I
Are
can
there any
go on.
uh, are there school clubs and stuff like that that we would be allowed to attend as well?
Yes, if you wish to mingle with the student body, I will not disallow that.
That might be good for us to do then, because if we're finding missing students, then building rapport with the students around here by joining clubs and activities might be a good quick way of doing that.
Yes. Estelle also tells me one amongst you is Monoborn.
That would be me, yes.
Yes. If you didn't already know, this school strictly prohibits Monoborn from joining, so that's something you might want to keep discreet and hidden.
I already plan to do so. I'm well aware of that.
Some of the professors are Monoborn, but it's mainly amongst the students. This is strictly prohibited.
Gotcha. I'll be careful not to show. I don't usually showcase what I could do in general, anyways, but I'll be even more careful not to while within these walls.
We'll likely need to infiltrate all parts of the university, faculties and students and contractors.
Yeah, if you wish, I can give you the rundown of the faculty.
That would be good. It'll give us our first signs of what to look out for.
There is Professor Azi. She is not monoborn, but she teaches the what you can relate to the illusion school of magic. There is Professor Nightingale. She she is monoborn and teaches theoretical necromancy. She is actually responsible for the servitor skeletons you may have seen. Then there is Professor Arakelis. He is the arcane theory and mainly the evocation school. And yes, he is monoborn. And there would be Professor Wolfric. He is not Mataborn, but he teaches the biology and transmutation theory of the school of transmutation that Mataborn are accustomed to. There is Father Nevin. He's a former member of the Sacred Flame. He is not Mataborn, obviously, but he teaches the divine theory. And after that is Professor Soulshade, who is Mataborn, and he teaches the aberration and has actually set up various defenses around the school with his abilities.
You mean abjuration?
Yeah, abjuration.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's of course me, Dean Woodrow. There is Professor Mordain, who is not Mataborn, who tends to the library. And finally, there's obviously Elias and Roy, are two security members you may have seen as you entered.
Yep.
And all of them
Right.
are in classes right now, but you're free to attend any one of them.
Is there anybody? Which one of them would specialize in history, if any?
We are not really, well, we're not really historians here, but if you were to want to look up history, you might wish to take a trip to the library.
All right. Gotcha.
Let's see. Ordain, I imagine, the librarian.
Yes, he should be in there. This might help you too. He goes into his desk and hands you a little amulet, an amulet each. It's kind of like a little crystal, and it looks made to go around your neck.
What's this?
Well, he goes underneath it. He takes out this underneath his suit. He has one too around his neck. Well, now watch carefully. Walter Woodrow, and the crystal begins kind of like hovering in his hands, and then it just kind of turns around and points at him.
Oh, you say the name and it points you to where that person is.
Yes, it might be a little overwhelming for you, as this is a rather large campus, so if you wish to find someone, it should help all of you.
Do the students have these?
Yes.
So part of the problem is that these would have to be removed or deactivated before a disappearance would happen.
Yes. Well, it doesn't work when off campus. This was these were actually developed by Professor Soulshade.
Interesting.
Do you have any more concerns?
Uh, I suppose I should also ask what clubs are around.
Um, well, there's game clubs and theater clubs, but this is mostly an academic school, and what the students do on their free time, I'm not in with it, as they say.
Gotcha. So it's probably stuff we'll have to figure out as we go along.
Yes.
All right. Well, at least it'll give us a good starting point.
I hope so.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yes, and
Or I'm trying. Who suggested Dante be a teacher or something like that?
Estelle did.
I'm not sure if that's. Look, I
Yeah.
understand my background, but me actually acting as professor here would be. I don't know if that would go well.
Well, as I said, I think we need someone on every level. I feel like contractors would be easiest for us, but and students, but teaching, well, someone has to really know what they're doing, and I don't think that my skills would be desired here.
I can't say I'd make for good teacher either, and well, Malcolm is Malcolm, so
He just kind of scratches his chin a little, thinking about it, and it's like that would mean I'd have to figure out it entirely. Don't get me wrong, I understand it would be helpful. The issue is more I
yeah,
would
the
then
issue.
have far more to worry about if that means I'm going to be handling, well, a class and
You could be a substitute teacher
uh,
or student teacher. Do you have student teachers here?
Uh, yes, time to time, yes.
So you could be one of those. You'd probably have the easiest time with the Father Nevin person, right?
Yes, he teaches divine theory.
most likely
I'd
that's the only place I would really be able to help.
I'd say probably at the very least, I recommend trying to see if you can not necessarily be a teacher, but maybe get in with one of the faculty and see if that, because if you can, then that would make that part at least easy. Whether you're going to be a whether you're going to be a teacher or a substitute, a teacher's aide, or what have you. I'd say having someone at the faculty level in some way would be a good idea.
If we have to, one of the two of us could do it, though I have a feeling Gorvin would understand the students a bit more easily, and I think that I have the best chance at being able to pass as a student, unless you know how to make one of these, and he's just gonna pull out the Caterpie.
Ah, yes, that looks like one of Professor Ozzy's contraptions.
I think I'll just figure out how best to help as a teacher's aide of some sort.
Okay, very well. I have no guidance on what you should do. It seems that Mrs. Estelle was confident you would be able to find your way and get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, we will sort of just be feeling our way, see what we can figure out as we go along.
There are, if you wish to stay here, there are some dorms on the second floor of that building over there. Just merely take the stairs up, and you should be there.
Would the dorms be? We do have a place to stay, but would the dorms be something that we could stay at if we happen to be spending the night here for whatever reason?
Yes, certainly.
Okay, so it isn't something we'd have to be strictly committed to. We can just sort of go in a dorm if needed.
Like I said, you're not committed to staying here. You can leave the campus at your own leisure. Free to attend whatever classes you wish. As far as everyone knows, you're just exchange students.
All right, gotcha. All right. Does anyone have any further questions? Otherwise, we should probably get started.
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, I will let you four be on your way then.
All right.
All right. And you leave his room, and you see the skeletons mowing and sweeping the the premises again.
It's at this point I realize all of these flower beds are now like overgrown with like beautiful otherworldly flowers.
That's gonna be hard to explain. All right. So there is a lot to unpack here.
Maybe we should meet all of our new friends first.
Yeah, seems like the alibi of using you as cover is out.
Uh, let's see. I guess from what we know of the various professors and stuff like that, obviously I know quite a few of us want to head to the libraries for some research. We've got our little dragon friend to learn about, but beyond that, is there any particular class or anything you want to learn that tickles any of your interests?
Well, I think we should start with what our strengths are, and I think that we want to make the most out of our time. Doubling up on classes is going to make us cover significantly less ground than we would if we spread out.
Yeah,
So I think for now we want to attend classes as soon as we can. We know where they are right now, and that gives us an easy way in.
I don't have any particular class that I have any strength or interest in myself.
I think that you would probably be able to figure something out with arcane theory, right?
Uh, Probably, yeah.
I think I'll visit as Professor Ozzy if this professor did create one of these contraptions. I think that can help me get a easy way in there.
You've noticed that too.
And obviously, I think we want Dante to go see Father Nevin, and if not, he can go see a Professor Nightingale. I'm sure that'll go well.
Yeah, that might be not exactly the best thing to do.
To be fair, he knows more about the campus assistants than most.
Yeah, putting Dante's there is like putting oil next to fire.
Yes, but again, I think he's the only one that really knows that stuff, or at least the way it looks, feels, and tastes.
Fair enough. Guess we'll leave that to Dante.
In fact, like behind Dante is like a skeleton just kind of waiting for him to move so it could keep sleeping.
Oh, Ice is burping, but that's hilarious. All right, and
The elephant in
Malcolm.
the room.
Yes, Malcolm.
Our whole plan with Malcolm is no more. I don't know what to do with him. I got it. We'll send him to the library, and he can.
Are you sure you want to send him to the library?
I was just about to say he might
But
need
he
the
can
books.
be the. But he can be the guy that puts the books back. He
He's
knows how to
illiterate. He
count.
can't even read the binders.
He doesn't need to. He just needs to be able to count where the book goes in the numbering system.
That's not how the dude. He has to be able to read the author's last name to organize properly.
Hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna talk his quill here since Malcolm's not smart enough to articulate himself, but it might just be best to send him with whoever's going to wherever he might be able to learn something about, as Malcolm would put it, how he explodes.
That'd probably be arcane theory, so he'd probably go with Nicholas.
Okay.
So you
I mean, it's
guys,
hard to say because we don't necessarily know if we want him to be around that though. At least not initially.
Well, I mean, we're kind of like Malcolm, kind of in that awkward state of like, where do we put him? And if the only place, I think the best thing is just to put him there. I don't like unless he actually explodes in the middle of class. I don't think there's a huge deal there.
Yeah, I'm more. Well, I guess ether shouldn't. Well, I don't know. Is refined ether allowed to be here?
no, like, well, the MDRA makes magic items out of it, so it's like no longer ether because they kind of render it inert and make like a feedback loop with it when they kind of make magic items with it. So it's no longer ether. The stuff Estelle wants you to find is someone is using raw ether somewhere.
All right. Well, Malcolm unexplainably exploding might be an asset then. If we can get through that unfazed, it might be him reacting to it.
What a thing to come back to.
Yeah, and like behind you, Dante is a skeleton like trying to sweep, but it's just kind of waiting for you to move.
He
Aside,
begrudgingly eventually moves.
Yeah, and it just starts sweeping the cobblestone path.
aside from that, we're just trying to figure out where to shove Malcolm because we don't know where to put him.
Are you gonna split the party, or are you just gonna go all together?
We are absolutely splitting the party.
Okay.
So we
I
were,
hear crows.
Covering ground, it sounds like.
yeah, we wanted to send Proteus to Ozzy, and we wanted to send Nicholas to Arcane Theory. We wanted to send you to either Necromancy or
Excuse me?
Divine Theory. Well, reason being
Proteus
is
wanted to.
you can smell undead and all that stuff. You have a far better chance of understanding what it is they're doing than the rest of us.
Oh, you want me to do heresy, boy?
I don't want you to do heresy. I want you to tell me how they're being heretics.
Sad fact, though, is you have a very valid point. I mean, it's not like it can't just do both. I think going for the divine theory as part of that would probably be best for me, though, given that's
All
all
right.
probably fit best first, and then potentially whatever they're doing with the undead.
Yeah, so I guess first period, that's how it will go. I don't know who's taking Malcolm, but
Probably Nicholas.
okay. Good luck,
You're
don't
going to
explode.
arcane theory.
Yeah.
Okay. So where are you guys going?
Um, well, I guess we're gonna be splitting up, so I'll say Professor Ozzy and go where that tells me.
Uh, it is leading you. It's pointing this direction, Proteus.
Okay.
Or wait, no, it would be. Let me see. How would you get there? Uh, yeah, just a second. So it's gonna be a kind of roundabout way. So it goes. You would actually have to go to the second floor. So yeah, it's gonna actually take a while to get there. So you got to go through the library, up the stairs, and then down the stair. Basically, you're gonna go up and then down and then to this area right here.
I don't know where this area here is, but up and down and around we
The upper
go.
left, where my blue little flasher is
There it is.
flashing.
Okay, you.
Yeah, so you can
I
just
won't get there eventually.
yeah, you can just basically go there. And where are you going, Dante?
Let's see. It looks like I'm going to be going to Father Nevin.
All right, so it goes. It's pointing you here, and then it points up the stairs, and then up the stairs again. So you would be. I'm going to make you disappear.
Ah,
And I'm going to do this. So if you go down, well, I will do this. You're right here.
okay.
Yeah. And finally, Nicholas.
Nicholas is going to say Professor Arakellis.
All right, and this one's actually easy. It just goes, it points to here.
Okay. All right, Malcolm, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you enter this library, there's kind of an elderly looking knocked owl sitting at a desk. He says, "Good day."
Good day to you too,
Hi.
And
Professor Mordain, right?
yes. I haven't seen your face around here.
We're new exchange students from the Water Continent, and this is our first day.
Well, you find a wealth of knowledge in my library. I just expect you to respect these tomes. And you're not allowed on the bottom floor, that is faculty only. You're allowed down there, as he points down to the stairs here, but not any further. You will be apprehended by the Steel Defenders if you try to go down any further. That is faculty only down there.
Alright, good to know. In any case, we are planning on seeing the class on arcane theory, but we'll be back likely soon for some reading.
Yeah, Professor Eric Ellis's class is just through those doors to your north.
Alright, thank you.
Alright. And so let's roll a d6 to see who goes first. Well, actually, let's roll d20s, yeah. Higher number goes first.
Oh boy.
I guess we're not including Malcolm.
Yeah.
Why is that my number that's above a 10 other than
wow.
the 12 I got earlier?
Well, Proteus is going first now, it looks like.
Ah, yes, in the order of destruction.
What?
What?
Alright. So, Proteus, you enter a class and you see there are a bunch of levers and connected to like the doors, and there are kind of these like the desks are like made into recliners that you see the students kind of leaning back in gradually. And there is a little Solandette at the front of the class. She's wearing like a little bow tie and little spectacles and an outfit. And as you walk in, she's in the middle of a lecture where she's saying, "Yes, illusion is the most honest school of magic because it tells you from the beginning that isn't a lie. Yet, when executed properly, the mind believes what the eye perceives. A master illusionist doesn't just trick the senses, they make reality irrelevant." And then she kind of sweeps off her desk and makes puts two rocks and a bridge in the middle of it. "What if I told you this bridge is real? Would you step onto it? Would you test it first? Even knowing that it is an illusion? What would you do? Would you hesitate? That is the power of perception, my students. It is not the reality that matters, but what we believe to be Oh, who are you?"
I'm a new transfer here. So I'm getting acquainted. Don't let me stop the lecture.
Well, come up here for a moment.
Oh no. All right.
And yeah, she beckons you. And do a dexterity saving throw.
I knew it. I knew it. Oh yeah, I'm good at these. 22. It's time, baby.
So as you walk towards her, your foot goes through just a section of the floor. Your foot just kind of falls through like it's an illusion, but you manage to kind of stabilize yourself and you kind of stumble forward and do another dexterity saving throw.
Oh no, there's 3 traps in a trench coat. You know what? I'm very tempted to re-roll this out of spite. I'm like, we're kind of near the end of this session. Should I do it?
You wanna?
I mean, spite
if you
is the
want.
most powerful emotion.
Oh, trust me, I am very aware.
22 again.
And then there's like this wire you trip over that you didn't see before, and you kind of stumble over it, but manage to keep your balance and do one more saving throw. Dexter.
Come on.
No.
No.
And then finally, it's just a trapdoor opens, and you just kind of fall onto a bunch of pillows. You see, he did not check his surroundings and just came over to my beck and call. This is something you need to look out for. There should be a ladder down there you can climb up.
Now Proteus is just going to be inspecting the underside of this classroom to try to see like all of like the juicy like stage hazards here. Or not stage hazards, but like kind of like how you would look at like a trapdoors under the stage.
So you're coming back up?
Not immediately. He wants to take a look around down here. He's enjoying this.
Okay, you're just kind of down in a hole with pillows, and you just see like a bunch of ladder rungs leading back up.
Oh, I thought there was like more stuff. Okay.
No.
Okay. He'll come back up then.
Are you lost down there? Okay, do another dexterity saving throw.
This is what it is like to be
This is
taught
just
by
the-
a cobalt 22.
You notice like one of the ladder rungs was loose, and you like kind of fall back as like you grab onto it, but you managed to like grab the one up there. Ah, see, he didn't check his surroundings again. He may have evaded it due to reflexes, but he did not learn. Get up here. I promise there's no more.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a solid study action this time.
Okay, do an investigation check.
I'm checking this. I know that there's gonna be something near the top, so I'm probably gonna be looking for something nearer to like like your height, because I know that all the traps have been at your feet so far. Nice.
Well, that wasn't what you were looking for, but there is no more.
All right.
Yeah.
Make it back out.
All right, and may I again ask who you are? That is sort of the hazing ritual you have to attend before joining my class. And if it makes you feel any better, it goes about as well as you went through.
Honestly, I feel like most people would have fared a lot worse.
Well, they succumbed to it, you see. It's just they did not have, well, as keen reflexes as you do.
But yes, I'm Proteus.
Yes, I am Professor Ozzy. I am well, I wouldn't say illusionist, but that's the sort of school of magic I'm sort of... What's a nice word to use? Replicating, yes. Replicating illusion magic. I see it as a craft, the perfect blend of light, shadow, and the mind's own expectations. Mwah!
Yeah, I would have to agree with those statements.
Would you like to take a seat?
Yeah. And I'm going to investigate whatever chair I go to. I'm going to investigate that thing.
Yeah, do another investigation check.
I don't want to get whoopee cushioned by the teacher of all people. 24.
Yeah, the chair leg is loose in the chair that she directed you to.
All right. Is it loose in a way that the Menda pillar could fix?
The Menda pillar could fix it.
Okay, he's just gonna pull out the Menda pillar and say, "Is it okay if I fix this first?"
There might be some hope for you. Okay, yeah, you are currently in her lecture. Let's go over to Nicholas as you go over to Arcane Theory.
Oh boy.
When you enter the room, there is you also walk into the middle of a lecture. At the head of the classroom, there is a a stern old fox, Del Fox. There, he looks very pristine and astute. He's kind of got like the Reed Richards Mr. Fantastic thing going on with his ears, where it's kind of like the touch of gray in it. His well, Delphox looks like a feminine like Pokemon. His fur is very angular, where like he does gives off that more masculine energy. He's carrying kind of he's doing that thing where he's kind of pacing back and forth with a book, and he's he you hear him say, "Magic is a force that does not care for your intentions. It does not obey you because you asked nicely. It does not love you. It is power, and power is wild. It is hungry, and it will consume anyone too arrogant to respect it. This is why evocation is seen as the school of destruction. But that is a narrow perspective. Evocation is not about destruction, it is about control. Anyone can summon flame, but can you shape it? Can you command it without letting it consume you? If not, you are no mage, you're merely kindling." And that's when you kind of, he notices you at the, in the room. "Can I help you two?"
Oh, uh, Gorvin and Malcolm, we're new exchange students from the Water Continent, and I was curious about arcane theory, so I wanted, I was hoping to meet and greet and sort of listen in on this class, if you don't mind.
Well, if you cared about this class, wouldn't you have been here earlier?
We
We
just
just,
got here.
yeah, we just got here.
Well, sit down.
All right.
He continues back to his book. "Magic is not divine, it is not sacred, it is a force, an element to be understood and controlled. Evocation is the simplest of magic. What a fire... Everyone knows what a fireball is. But do you understand what fire does? Or how fire is formed? Or how it is made? These are principles that many mages of my former establishment don't understand. But I know you are not so naive. A mage who only casts spells is no different from a soldier with a sword. You are here to understand it, not wield it. And he kind of goes on with his lecture, and he does that thing where he kind of continues a sentence and like points at a student, and he gets them to kind of finish it. And you notice he's very harsh and overly critical. When someone just kind of flubbed one word, he gets on their case.
Oh boy, one of those teachers.
Yeah. Yes, but he very much continues about the very much about evocation magic and wanting to get people to kind of understand the elements rather than creating a fireball. But we will, yeah. We'll go to. Would you want to interject with anything?
No, I don't think this is
As
the kind of guy you want to interject on.
as of right now, no.
That might be the right answer. All right, and then finally we go up to Dante in the school's chapel section. Is I will get the camera on you right there. So you don't walk into a classroom. You walk into more of a it looks like this little mini chapel, and it's filled with statues and paintings of kind of the deities clergy's worship. You even see like one of Yveltal there. But at the front is there are students sitting in the pews, and it's weird because it's this mix of academic and church at the same time. And this Rapidash at the front is wearing is kind of wearing the he's wearing vestments, but they seem to be more of like a mockery of the hallowed flame, or just like kind of a like think of like at the dollar store if they made like a a hallowed
it's a
flame
costume
cleric.
of
Yeah.
a priest
Yeah.
rather than an actual.
Yeah. And this Rapidash speaks in this very soft but composed manner. Faith is not simply belief. It is discipline and devotion. It is understanding that you are but a piece of something greater. The gods do not gift power lightly. They do not choose blindly. To channel divine energy is not just a right, but a responsibility. That is something you are learning to replicate. But keep in mind, doing this practice, the gods are watching. And his eyes flick up to you, Dante.
He was initially sort of put off by the decor of the room, but the actual statements he's hearing from the Rapidash kind of surprise him as he closes the door behind him and quietly takes a open seat towards the back.
And
Apologies if I'm interrupting. I don't mean to. Please just continue.
yes. Many believe faith is a transaction, pray, obey, and in return, you will be granted power. This is a folly. Power is not given freely, nor is it a simple reward for piety. It is entrusted, and like fire, and he kind of creates a flame, it can illuminate, and he just takes a piece of paper and burns it, or consume. A cleric who seeks divine magic purely for strength is no servant of the deities. He is a beggar at their feet, clutching for scraps. The deities do not demand obedience, they demand understanding. To channel their will is not a privilege, it is a burden, one that must be carried with wisdom and faith. May I ask who this newcomer is?
My name would be Dante, sir. I just recently transferred here from the water continent.
And you have a interest in divine theory?
An interest, somewhat of a background.
Are you religious?
Yeah, somewhat.
Well, perhaps I should skip to this part then. This is not a lesson many of you will want to hear. Some of you may even want to leave this room and report me to superiors and demand my removal from this university. But that will not change what I am about to say. He kind of leans forward. The gods are not always right. Do not misunderstand me. The gods are powerful, wise beyond our understanding, but they are not infallible. They have desires and goals and biases. They see the world through their own lens. Reshiram, the deity of the hallowed flame, seeks truth, but truth is not always kind. Arceus, the great architect, set in laws in motion, but even his will has been twisted by those who claim to speak for him. I have seen blind faith warp into zealotry, and I have seen devotion turned into chains. Ask yourself this. He points to you, Dante. If your god commanded you to burn a village to the ground for the greater good, would you do it without hesitation?
He's not sure if he should be responding or not.
He's opening the floor. It's a hard question to answer. I understand. The point is, the gods may guide us, but they do not walk among us. It is we who must decide what is truly right. Also do a religion check.
Okay. This is the weird one I have where it actually lets me use my wisdom.
No power.
Oh
Ooh.
wow, 27.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
you are not a follower of the hallowed flame, which this guy seems to be almost masquerading as. But what he just said there is would you are not allowed to say that. And
I had a
his
feeling.
what he kind of prefaced it with he prefaced it with that, but he doesn't seem to be a member of the how he does, but he at the same time he's not. But he continues and says, "That is why I wish to see the people who inhabit this world choose their destiny." And his his remaining lecture kind of more or less kind of goes into more of these almost atheist like mentality, but at the same time kind of praising it. It's like this mixture of both. Okay, so you're in each of these classes, and at this point, I'll say a bell rings, and everyone is kind of leaving class. And if you want to speak with these professors after the class, I will let you do that.
No.
Um, I think as of right now, Nicholas won't, but
I'm kind of in that
definitely.
same where I feel like right now is a no. Maybe in the future, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Malcolm
First
wants
impression is.
to, but he's kind of
Oh,
scared.
Okay, and since you attended one of his class of Professor Eric Ellis's class, Nicholas, you are under the assumption you just leveled up, and you could switch around a spell if you want. Like
huh.
you can swap out a spell. As even though he's not teaching magic, you kind of know magic, so you could you know.
Interesting.
Apply this learning.
Yeah.
Get one of the hemlock spells.
I'll have to, I'll have to look at my options.
Okay. Malcolm, this is no benefit for you.
I figured.
All he said to you is boring, 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 boring. I'm so boring. Why are you still listening to me, Malcolm? I'm so boring.
Well, actually, there at the very beginning, he actually like
Oh.
listening. It may have turned into boring, boring, boring later on.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, maybe you did get something out of it.
Lost them really quickly.
Yeah. Uh, once so once class is over, Malcolm's kind of like gonna like whisper to Nicholas. He seems to know a lot about controlling magic.
Nicholas is gonna forego the whispering and just use message for ease. Probably once we're outside of the room, as we're sort of walking, Nicholas is gonna use message saying, "Well, he's monoborn former MDRA, so
You don't
chances
think
are.
he you don't think he'd be able to help me, would you? Do you? I mean, you remember what happened with the nightmare things that told me that I can't control myself, and then the guy at the bandit place, he said that I can't control myself.
Let me put it like this. It's possible, but the risk would be you would have to sort of reveal yourself to him. And revealing the strange surges you get from having eaten the ether is very dangerous. I won't strictly tell you no. If you feel like this is something you need to do, then sometimes there are just things that you need to do, but be very careful and think it over. Really think it over before you decide yes or no, because a lot of things could go wrong if you reveal that aspect.
I don't want to hurt at people that aren't doing anything wrong.
I mean, you haven't hurt us so far.
So far.
I don't suspect you will personally. Granted, I haven't observed your magical bursts as much as like Proteus or Dante have, so I only have so much information on it, but from what I've seen, it's slightly uncontrollable, but not to an extreme degree. But like I said, just think it over, maybe ask Dante and Proteus what they think. And I won't tell you no, but I will tell you only do so if you're absolutely sure this is something you want to do.
Okay, I'll think about it.
So you're just gonna leave his class?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go up to Proteus. And as the bell rings, that will be today's lecture. I want you to make something ingenious. I don't know what, just impress me.
Yeah, and Proteus, well, like did her things seem like mostly practical effects, or was there like actual illusions coming into play there?
She was using both. She had practical stuff. Like the floor looked like a silent image, but it wasn't. It was a projection.
Yeah, I guess Proteus would more or less just ask, Professor, how did you learn to put all these contraptions together? They're quite impressive.
Oh, yes. Well, nature with my upbringing. But it's very simple, really. It's just a variety of, well, it's really simple when you break it down. You could break down a sandwich and find the things that make it, and so much with this. With those illusions the Monoborn use, it's just smoke and mirrors. It's just I don't flick my fingers in order to do it. At the end of the day, illusion isn't magic. It's science, psychology, and art all working together.
Yeah, it's all about misdirection, but I don't think I've seen someone put it together with practical contraptions quite like this before.
Well, the way I look at it, magic is just cheating with extra steps.
I suppose so, but you have to learn the principles one way or another.
Yes, that's true, but I admit it requires much more work to set up, but I believe there's more satisfaction in it.
Yes. Well, I look forward to hopefully creating something amazing. One part illusion, one part sleight of hand.
Yes. Well, I'll let you be on your way. I hope you didn't take the hazing personally.
No, I don't think so.
What I'll leave you with is if you want to understand magic, ask Eric Ellis. If you want to cheat magic, well, ask me.
Well, what would you call that projection then?
Smoke and mirrors and lights. She flips a lever and kind of the projection just kind of fades away.
Yeah, and Proteus will just smile before leaving.
All right. And you said you're not talking to Father Nevin, Dante, so
Not yet. No.
what do you all do from there?
Probably reconvene and discuss how things went.
All right.
Yeah.
You just kind of go out where the skeletons are still sweeping.
Malcolm's eating the
Yeah.
trimmings again,
Yeah.
Like
being babysat by Nick.
Oh,
when there's only the shavings of cereal left at the bottom of the box, that's just Malcolm right now.
There you go.
there's a wall.
Yeah.
Multiple walls.
Okay. Yeah, you all reconvene.
How'd it go?
Well, let's just say that I think our survival may depend on that class.
I already don't like this place.
We met a really smart guy who said words I don't know what they meant.
Yeah. I guess at this point we would probably switch to like messages in dark language and say everyone here that's monoborn is going to have something against our employer, and the same goes for anyone that used to be a clergy.
You don't know the half of it. Nevin,
Probably not.
interesting character. Radical by the How the Flame standard.
I mean, from what we've understood from asking the Hallowed Flames themselves, they don't exactly hold a high opinion.
About what time of the day is it right now?
It's kind of afternoon.
Okay. Do you think there would be another class that's going to go on later, or does that look like it's it for the day?
You could attend another class, yes, but yeah.
Well, we have 3 more faculty members to check out today. Do you think that you're up for going to the necromancer?
After
Again.
that, the necromancer probably doesn't seem so bad to him.
That's what I was thinking. You are still going to be the one to know the best what exactly it is they're doing there. But
Might as well make the most of the first day.
yeah, it's up to you though.
A skeleton's waiting for you to move again with the broom.
These things. All right, fine. I guess I'll check on the class, but we'll figure out what we do from there.
Well, you two, why don't you two visit Soul Shade then, and I'll do some digging with Mordain.
Don't you wanna, do
Wolfric.
yeah, thank you. Don't you wanna do Wolfric? I thought the point was
Yeah,
us
I
meeting
guess
all
you're
the
right.
professors.
I'm just a little bit. I just don't know how fast the dragon is moving against us.
You have not been to 3 of them. You haven't been to Wolverick, Soulshade, or Nightingale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biology and transmutation, abjuration, and necromancy.
Yeah. Well, I guess it would make sense to send Proteus to transmutation, Dante to necromancy, and I guess Corvin to abjuration. None of us are particularly good at that, but
Unfortunately, none of us are Sabrina, correct? So, but
yeah,
yeah.
I guess that's what we'll do then. We'll break up for the other half of the classes.
Okay, well, I think we'll leave on that note then.
All
All
right.
right.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Alright, finally in the university.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Alright, well, we'll see you on... I don't know yet.
Whatever this is next.
Yeah,
Yep.
whatever we decide our schedule is. Alright, well, in any case, we'll worry. That's something future me has to worry about. So, bye everyone. We'll see you next
Bye.
time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.